Hey, what's going on there, YouTube? This is SCL0320.
What's up, everybody? It's Joe Johnson once again.
We're back for a non-spoiler review for one of the most epic movies this year, The Avengers, Age of Ultron. It went down. So, I mean, Phase 3 or Phase 2, I guess it's Phase 2 still. I mean, it has some of the best movies this year with Winter Soldier and with Guardians of the Galaxy, but everything kind of lined up from all the other movies in this epic movie. And I guess talking about it from a visualistic standpoint, and even like we went and saw it in IMAX in 3D, it was some of the best action I've seen all year. I think that Furious 7 had some great set pieces and stuff like that, but from the opening shot of this movie, like I was pulled in. I was literally taken by the arms and pulled in like I was on a roller coaster. And how they go through the fight sequences in this movie are just amazing. From when y'all saw the trailer, the Hulk Buster, when it shows up on the scene, when it has to be showed up, it's for a need. It's not them just fighting for a specific reason. Like they have something that's at stake. And they have like people that not only can harm them, but can manipulate them as a group and as a team. It was before, I guess in the first one, it was like the Tesseract and then the Staff and Loki with his manipulative self. But now they actually have a force to be reckoned with in the Twins and then ultimately in Ultron. And visually, how they handle Quicksilver and how they handle Scarlet Witch and how they handle like Ultron, just visually, it was amazing eye candy. Because you have to think about Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver are basically, well, they're not going to describe that here, but Magneto is their father. So Scarlet Witch has the ability of being able to manipulate everything, and at the same time she can get in somebody's head. And it's just amazing what Marvel Studios does with the visuals for it. I was blown away. I get the visual effects and even like the sound direction, how there's certain scenes that'll happen. There was one scene with Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow where her mind got manipulated and she was kind of taken back to like how she was kind of brought up and how she was trained and stuff like that, and the music just stopped and ceased. I was like, that's great sound editing, you know, and I have to give the visuals hands down a 10 out of 10. But it was a lot of stuff that happened within the plot that really surprised me. But what's some stuff you think about, I guess, visually and then I guess plot-wise?
I mean, visually, I mean, it was amazing. Visually, it was amazing. Like, especially like one thing I find really good about the visual effects is how they did the Hulk.
Oh yes. Oh my gosh.
I mean, because like his facial expressions are so detailed. It's pretty crazy.
It's scary.
Yeah.
Like when you really look in his eyes, like you worry what he's gonna do. Yeah. Most of the time, that's how I felt. Most of the time.
Yeah, and I mean, one thing about this movie, like if you haven't seen it already, is like one of the big question: is it worth the hype? And my answer is, of course. Of course, it's worth the hype. Like this movie was not a disappointment to me by any means. Not that I didn't go into it with any expectations as far as like what exactly I wanted to see, but my list was pretty short. But I mean, what I hoped to see was just like more action, and maybe just more dangerous villains. That's the only thing I really hoped for, and that's one thing that this movie did bring.
It delivered.
Yeah. So I mean, on those two notes, I was completely satisfied. The stakes are definitely higher in this movie. Each character I felt like was in danger.
Yeah.
So and that's one thing that the first one I think didn't necessarily have. But yeah.
Oh yeah, the other thing is that, I mean, these are small spoilers, but not everybody's gonna make it out of this the way they come in. Even the group is literally disintegrated on deeper levels. because of Scarlet Witch, but then because of situational things that happen. Like there's a real power struggle with leadership within the Avengers, because basically Captain America is the leader, but who is really the leader? You know, I mean, if you look at Avengers 1, was it Captain America that was leading them, or was it Iron Man? And that begs the question, like, who has the better thought process, and who is the one that's trying to keep people alive? And I mean, it's not a clear-cut answer, but all this is going to be pushing into Civil War. It's one of the most defining moments in Marvel Comics, and for them to set it up in this manner, and then to have the Infinity Wars that's going to eventually come in place, like, you can kind of see the layout for this entire movie. But not just that, there are other things that we just haven't even really kind of brought up, which was like when Scarlet Witch gets in their minds, like a lot of them, they go to different flashbacks and understandings about things that are to come, and most of it's about preventive maintenance for the future, or future for Thor, maybe Asgard, for Tony the Earth. But for Steve, like when he got his mind manipulated, like there's something that's still there that kind of, I'm not sure, I'm wrestling with. And I think that Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr., they play off each other really well, and there's really a deep set thing that they're both fearing, and I still can't figure out what it is with Cap, but I know what it is blatantly with Robert Downey Jr. So I look for more to come. Like, this is one of my favorite ones, and I definitely give this movie a 9.5 or either a 9 out of 10. Like, I guess the question then for me, when I went in, I didn't go with the expectation this is gonna be better than the first one, and I'm honestly getting to the point where I'm thinking that it might be, because it's just so different, and the threat is so different too. Like, it's just a different movie altogether, and like it is, like you said, everybody's lives in jeopardy at all times. But I really enjoyed the movie. You got anything else you can think about in the non-spoiler review?
I'm good. Said my piece.
So what was your rating?
10.
10 out of 10? You enjoyed it more than the first one?
By far. By far.
It excelled your expectations on every different level. I think for me, like, I think that I've gone through so much of all these different movies that, like, I can appreciate the whole entire thing as its own, but I haven't looked at it enough to say it's better than the first one just necessarily yet. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to be able to, because I'm going to be seeing it again on Friday and I'm going to be seeing it again on Sunday. But for right now, I think I need to get some rest, and I'm just worn out, y'all. But I had a great time tonight. Hang out with some awesome people, awesome friends. Actually, a fellow YouTuber, Roger Davis. Thanks for joining. Everybody, he's really cool people. He actually helped us out with getting like a green screen and some lights. We were really appreciative of it. And, like, blessings to that man, and definitely all of y'all. Y'all really helped make all of this possible. And from the bottom of our hearts, we really thank God for all of y'all. And yeah, we're gonna close it out. This is SCL0320 signing out. If you liked our review of this one, non-spoiler, or if you haven't looked at it yet and you want to see this and then you want to go back to the spoiler review, please leave a like below if you actually like both of these. And any comments you have, it's full reign. Go for it. And yeah, this is it. Later, everybody. We out. Oh crap, it's nap time.